We're in downtown Montebello, California for this edition of the Pete Gonzalez Show. We're talking about Montebello Oilers football, and we're even more excited than ever. Why? Because Pete Gonzalez has achieved something hasn't been done before. 4 straight All-Mont League titles. Let's hear it. That is how we do it. And Mr. Gonzalez in his 8th year at the helm has achieved, again, some notoriety and 20 straight All-Mont League wins, including that shutout against Bell Gardens on Friday. Congratulations, Coach Gonzalez.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I don't want to take any credit. You know, you keep saying me, but it's the players, it's the coaches, everything. You know, we lost without our coaches coaching and the way they do it. And our players obviously play the game. So I'm really proud of them, excited for them. All the success, again, goes to them and all their hard work and their efforts during the season and out.
And what Pete Gonzalez and the Montebello Oilers have achieved is the long-standing great history of Montebello Oilers football, 29 times in 41 years, making the postseason. So Pete Gonzalez understands the lineage of that, the link to the past, and he's been able to maintain it as one of the great coaches ever in, of course, Montebello history. Now, we've got a couple of guests. Would you introduce them? Because, as you well know, and none of us would be anywhere without the great student athletes that make it happen. So we know we've got your fine quarterback and one more. So introduce them for us, please.
Sure. To the far right is Gabriel Tapia, our quarterback.
Let's hear from Gabe.
And our defensive back, wide receiver, kick returner, punt returner, Dorian Sanchez.
Okay, we'll start off with you, Gabe. When you went into the season, you're thinking, this is a very talented team, but did you think you'd run the table and beat all of the league opponents, and then doing it with such a flourish? I mean, come on, Bell Gardens, not as good as they've been in the past, but still, you took them apart Friday night.
Well, we work hard in the off-season for any opponent. We don't take nobody lightly. We just go out. In the summer, we just worked hard, knew what we had to do, and then coming into the season, we
All right, and Dorian, you'll be the one I ask about the playoff game because I've gone into the show now a couple minutes. This is the Montebello Oilers football, what? Playoff edition! Dorian answer the first question about a Coachella Valley team that has to come all the way out from, again, the low desert area. What is that, Coach, about 80 miles away or something?
I'm not sure on the distance. Thermal, California.
Oh, that's 100 miles. And so you have to be delighted. You get to come out of your own beds, nice and rested, and going up against a team that's traveled all that way. What have you found out? Do you know anything about Coachella Valley right now?
Just their past tendencies, their run tendencies. I mean, we wouldn't be able to do this without our defensive coaches. I mean, they prepare us every week. They tell us what their alignment is, what their assignment is. Like everything that we do is basically because of our defensive coaches. So I mean, we're very prepared for them this week.
Okay, Coach Gonzalez, you've been able to see huddle or some film on this Coachella Valley team. They're 7-3. By the way, you came out with your 9-1 record, but you still have a great deal of respect for them. You know that it will be a challenging first-round game.
Sure, they're a good football team. They have a really good quarterback. He's thrown for 3,300 yards, so he can throw the ball. The other 7-3, they've had some really good games. They do a lot of good things on defense. So we have a fight in front of us. We know that. We're taking it really with a strong effort. We got to make sure we're prepared all the way across the board. And our coaches did a great job yesterday putting our game plans together. Brian for the defense, Pierre with the offense, and hopefully we can execute and play well Friday.
All right, and they put together these incredible stats for me, so I have to say it. All-Mont League final, Montebello 5-0 with the 9-1 mark. Let's hear it one more time. Town rivals sure at 4-1. Alhambra 3-2. Bell Gardens, you took care of them as we mentioned, 2-3. St. Gabriel 1-4, and Mark Keppel at the bottom 0-5. How different was this year's race from past years' All-Mont League? Again, teams, games, and how you went about it this year.
Well, every team, we know they're shooting for us. We know we're on top of the mountain. Everyone's coming after us. So we have to prepare every game the same way. We don't take anyone lightly. We prepare one game at a time. We knew it would be a tough game with some of the teams. We knew sure would be good, and they played a good game against us. But the reality, we're still on top of the hill, and we're going to continue to work towards that and continue to keep that going.
And Gabe Tapia, you're a senior, right?
No, but
Junior, but you still were able to have the perspective of last year. A fine team, another team that ran the table 5-0 in conference. How does this year's team compare with last year's Oilers team?
Well, they're both really good teams. I was lucky to move over here, but then still have a lot of the people that were stuck in last year's group. So yeah.
Great. And then what about you, Dorian? Your perspective. You were part of last year's team, right? Okay, so now you really can then tell us what it was like then and what it is like now.
Last year we were prepared, but I think we took it too lightly. We just took it for granted as their record. I think they were 5-5, and we just took it for granted. We were 9-1 as well, same as this year, but this year we're in it for the win, for the long run. So.
And that's true, Coach Gonzalez. That same as last year, 9-1, same 5-0 league mark. This is a better team.
Yeah, I think overall we're a little bit different team, but we have a lot of good things going for us. Our defense is playing really good. Our offense is in good stride right now. We've always been pretty consistent on our special teams, but I think our preparation's been a little bit better. So I'm happy for the boys, and they're working hard, and the coaches are working hard. And again, we're taking no one lightly. Our mind is 1 week at a time, and hopefully we'll play well on Friday and continue to move on.
And this Alt League title, as we mentioned, 5th straight league title. That says a lot, right? Fourth straight for Pete Gonzalez.
5th time to.
Okay, 5th time in the playoffs, 4th straight league title. So that really is something, and that's why they use the metaphor for Pete Gonzalez, right?
Because there's only been 6 teams 9-1 in Montebello's whole history, and he has 2 of them. He has back-to-back.
Only 6 Oiler teams have ever been 9-1. Pete Gonzalez has that record twice.
Twice, yeah.
Wow. That deserves a round of applause for sure, no doubt about it. Okay, we want to make sure, because it's Ray Bustamante who's been prompting me over here. I think he's going to have to use cue cards next year, Coach, like this, the Dean Martin Comedy Hour. But if not only Ray and Clara Bustamante, the Montebello Oilers Football Players Alumni Association makes this show possible.
All right.
Next year, I think we're going to have an applause line. And then also, don't forget the Daily Brew. We're grateful to Terry giving us a spot the last couple of years. Daily Brew, what a place to come to. A corner of Montebello and Cleveland in Montebello. Any final words now as you go into the playoffs, Coach, and you face off against Coachella Valley?
We're just going to play our best. Again, I want to thank all the support we get. We have a great support system at school, our alumni, our fans, our faculty, alumni. So it's just a great support system. And what we do here on Mondays, and our players will be able to gather up on our coaches. So we're grateful for all of that, and hopefully we'll continue to make Montebello proud and just play our best and conduct ourselves in the best fashion and be really respectable in that sense.
And I just want to say this, you've been the good stand-up guy, showing up and coming here, and he's had a year of ups and downs, hasn't he? But he's still been the solid General George Patton, the solid leader of this team. And on Veterans Day coming up, you're our local General George Patton, and we know you've been through a lot this year, so God bless you, and God bless you on Friday to get that W against Coachella Valley, right? Thank you, Dorian. Good luck Friday. Keep up the good work, Gabe. And so again, don't forget the Daily Brew making this possible. We have a final show next Friday. We'll be wrapping it up then. We hope all the fans watching will come on over. If not, watch us, of course, on YouTube and Facebook. So for the gang, for Coach Gonzalez, his incredible staff, the fans, of course, for Dorian and Gabriel, I'm Ronnie Wall. So until next time, as I leave you every time with one very special wish. Go Oilers!